A unique aspect of Sinhalese Buddhism relates to the story of Bhikkhuni Sanghamita, who went on to establish an order of nuns in the city. The esteemed title of Bhikkhuni comes from Sanskrit. It means beggar, describing a reliance on alms. Anuradhapura was a key place in antiquity where women could be ordained into a spiritual path. Though the practice was later interrupted for about a millennium, the kingdom's old ways are seeing a revival.
We started our monastery about 20 years ago. We started from 5 nuns. Now we have 150 nuns. This is the monastery that we are living in, but we are homeless. We are renunciators. So especially for a woman, if she renunciates the world, it will not be easy. So now here we are ladies who live a celibate life, following basic precepts.
These aren't full bhikkhunis, but anagarika nuns, a title meaning homeless, that describes a layperson committed to lifelong Buddhist practice. They pass their time in study, contemplation, and cultivating mindfulness. To find out more, I'm joining a group of novices in their training.
Close your eyes first. Take a deep breath. Relax. Relax. So, I have these eyes. My eyes are impermanent. These impermanent eyes are not mine.
I'm kind of overwhelmed, although I'm not supposed to feel this emotion. But when you remove the sense of permanence, you actually get overcome by a certain sort of joy. It's very beautiful. The energy of the nuns, it's so different from a monastery with monks. They have a certain kind of stillness which I really found inspiring. She didn't want to have a name. I think that was an expression not of privacy, but of her spiritual position.
The island today is home to the longest continuous Buddhist observance of any nation. And that was partly due to disturbances in the faith's birthplace. While Buddhism originated in India, there it faced great socio-political challenges as well as the deep-seated influence of Hinduism. So Sri Lanka grew into a Buddhist stronghold, with monks visiting from as far afield as Southeast Asia and China. Buddhist teachings became an integral part of the local identity. But India was also a source of existential threat. In the 3rd century BC, 2 horse traders from South India overthrow Anuradhapura's King Suratissa to become the island's first Tamil kings. The throne is soon reclaimed by the king's brother Asala in 215 BC. But just a decade later comes another invasion. This time of the Chola dynasty's King Elara, who cements his hold over the kingdom. It wasn't until over 40 years later that a prince of the southern principality of Ruhuna, called Gemunu, finally acts, gathering an army from across the land and a group of champion fighters known as the Dasa Mahayodayo, or 10 giant warriors. I'm exploring how the Anuradhapura kingdom defended themselves against invaders using an indigenous martial art called Angampura, which means body combat.
එක දෙක තුන හතර අල්ල පිටියල්ල.
I'm really struck by the way the exercises are just organic. It's about the ground and the body. After the warm-up, it's on to some basic attacks.
මේක ඇතුලේ අපි ශරීරය විතරක් නෙවෙයි අපේ මනස ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරනවා ඒක පුහුණු කරනවා ශරීරය ඇතුලේ වැඩ කරන්නේ කොහොමද ශරීරය වැඩ කරන්නේ කොහොමද එතකොට පහරක් වැදුනම ශරීරය ඇතුලේ මොනවද සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ එතකොට අපි ඒක හොඳ කරගන්න අපි මොනවද කරන්න ඕනේ and hip down.
To learn more, Angam master Ajanta Mahantarachi is giving me some personal training.
Down.
Starting with the tiger form.
Grip like a tiger.
Good. One.
Then it's on to some more strength building.
Speed. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hard. 1, 2. Come on. Hard. Speed. Go.
It's really burning.
But perhaps the most unique part of Angampura is its use of pressure points.
මේකේ නිලස්ථාන නැත්නම් ප්‍රෙෂර් පොයින්ට්ස් 108ක් ශරීරයේ තියෙනවා. මේ ප්‍රෙෂර් පොයින්ට්ස් වල අපි මේ වගේ තැන්
Oh. That was very painful.
මංගා ශාස්ත්‍රයේ සියලුම දේවල් ඉලක්ක වෙන්නේ මේ මර්මස්ථාන වලට පහර දීමේ විද්‍යාවත් එක්ක. හැම පහරක්ම මර්මස්ථාන වලට එල්ල වෙන නිසා ඒක ගොඩක් දරුණු සටන් කලාවක්.
Angampura is depicted in ancient temple paintings on this island, grounding it as part of Sri Lanka's national identity. And I can see how this patriotic link is also a great way for young people to learn, to get back to your roots. Together with his 10 chosen heroes, in 161 BC, Gemunu's army advances towards the capital and finally comes face to face with the Chola king, Elara. The climax comes when Gemunu's elephant Kandula pierces his opponent's mount with its tusk, giving Gemunu an opening to strike down the invader. It's a legend that's still celebrated in the modern city.
This is a really busy roundabout in the center of Anuradhapura. I really love this kind of street art. It represents the soul of the city and the creativity of the youth here. This one in particular depicting the king on his grand elephant, and before him, the 10 champions who helped him unify Anuradhapura. Sri Lanka's chronicles relate that Prince Gemunu defeated as many as 32 regional lords to be crowned as king due to Gemunu.
And after his conquest, the great general turned his sights on building up his capital into a spiritual center. This is the spectacular Ruanweliseya, also known as the Great Stupa. The whiteness of its plaster symbolizing the purity of Buddhism. Several relics of the Buddha are said to be enshrined within, which made it a beacon for devotees worldwide. Some say its founding in about 140 BC was marked by the arrival of 30,000 Greek Buddhist monks, also called the Yona Bhikkhus, who arrived from Alexandria near Kabul. The ancient Greeks are famous for their pantheon of gods, so it's a wonderful surprise to learn that they were the early adopters of Buddhism
Imagine them all filling up this enormous platform.
Anuradhapura's holy enclaves were an alternative to secluded mountain retreats. And in the following centuries, the population of its holy cloisters grew to as many as 10,000. But what was the capital like, away from its religious monuments? A retired development officer of the sacred city, Prabhath Warusamana, is taking me on a tour of ancient Anuradhapura.
අපි දැන් ඉන්නේ අනුරාධපුර නගරයේ වෙන් කරපු ප්‍රාකාර බැම්ම අසල. මේ ඇතුල් නුවර සහ පිටත නුවර සම්බන්ධ වන්න ඉස්සලා තිබ්බ සීමාවක් විතරයි. කිසු పూర్ව 41 සහ 19 අතර සූරියන් උසට මහා ප්‍රාකාරයක් බැම්මක් ඉදිකල බවට වාර්තා වෙනවා.
So this wall separates the royal inner city from the outer city for the general population.
මේක බලකොටු නගරයක්. මේ ඇතුල් නුවර කියන්නේ රජතුමා මාලිගය වෙළඳ සල්පිල්.
The city was a hive of activity for all sorts, many of whom arrived here via its main waterway.
මේ මල්ලත ආශ්‍රිතව තමයි අනුරාධපුර ශිෂ්ටාචාරය බිහි වෙන්නේ.
Across it still spans the remains of an old road, part of a network that stretched to four corners of the island.
මේක කිස්සු పూర్ව 5 සිට 900